This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 13, verses 44 to 52. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. God's kingdom is like a treasure hidden in a field for years and then accidentally found by a trespasser. The finder is ecstatic, "What a find!" and proceeds to sell everything he owns to raise money and buy that field. Or God's kingdom is like a jewelry merchant on the hunt for exquisite pearls. Finding one that is flawless, he immediately sells everything and buys it. Or God's kingdom is like a fish net cast into the sea, catching all kinds of fish. When it is full, it is hauled onto the beach. The good fish are picked out and put in a tub. Those unfit to eat are thrown away. That's how it will be when the curtain comes down on history. The angels will come and call the bad fish and throw them into the garbage. That will be a lot of desperate complaining, but it won't do any good. Jesus asked, "Are you starting to get a handle on all this?" They answered, "Yes." He said, "Then you see how every student well-trained in God's kingdom is like the owner of a general store who can put his hands on anything you need, old or new, exactly when you need it." The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 13, verses 44 to 52. Parables of the hidden treasure and the pearl of great price in today's Gospel teach us about the incomparable value of wisdom. Both parables illustrate that finding the kingdom of heaven demands a single-hearted response. Both men didn't bargain over the price when they found their treasure. Neither did they complain about the cost of their purchases. Instead, whatever expenses, sacrifices, and leaps of faith they made were insignificant compared to what they gained. Those actions would have been considered foolish by the world. The first parable shows a man accidentally discovering a treasure in the field he is working in. He hides it again, goes to sell everything he has, and buys that field. He was not trying just to purchase the treasure he discovered, but the whole field. He was quick to intuit that an immense wealth could be hidden under the soil. He did not want to lose even a crumb, so he decided to buy the whole field. The treasure which Jesus speaks about is the kingdom of heaven. Only those who agree to accept the proposals of the Beatitudes will discover the wealth hidden underneath. In Jesus' parable, this treasure is found by chance, indicating its gratuity. God offers it freely to people. If one hesitates, he loses precious time. A favorable opportunity may pass and not come again. The decision must be taken urgently. The choice cannot be delayed. The merchant who searches for precious pearls represents all those who seek wisdom of the gospel. Just as a pearl adds beauty to the one who wears it, the pearl of wisdom adds beauty to those who possess it. Jesus tells us in the parable of the pearl merchant that the only way to happiness is adherence to the priceless pearl, the wisdom of the gospel. And you must decide immediately if you wish to be beautiful and happy. The parable of the net cast into the sea, which gathers fish of all kinds, represents the life of all people who contain both good and bad traits. When Jesus began his public ministry, he asked his apostles to become fishers of men. But not everything is good in these fishes. We all have a dead part of ourselves, a rotten part of our lives, because we have consented to the impulses of paganism within us. And then there is a beautiful part of life built when we listen and follow the promptings of the Spirit, the voice of the Son of God who is in us. The gospel parables today invite us to search for the treasure that makes us beautiful. Whatever is rotten and filthy will be burned up in the fire of God's love.